No.
That's all the video is going to open up with is a no. Jesus Christ. Hello and welcome back to the Anime Menace podcast. Today we're doing Debate or Destroy episode 5.
Yeah.
For Attack on Titan, I'm joined here as always with the man full of bones and the number one Okuyasu fan, Skeletony.
Hello. No.
The head captain himself, Killer Coat 412.
Yellow.
The pervy man himself, RaginSage.
Whoa, it's good.
And the man of the hour, the head of the Jaeger is Taco.
Good morning to you! Good morning to you!
He said no.
No.
Yeah, so couldn't tell by the intro or the title or the freaking screen.
Here, if you
Or
don't
the delay.
understand it yet, this is what we're talking about.
That cuts off just in enough time so we don't get copyright.
No.
Well, that's why the soundboards are only 5 seconds.
No.
So, yeah, we're talking about Attack on Titan today on Debate or Destroy, and we're going to go season by season. We're including the parts, their own seasons. So, season 3, part 1, season 3, part 2, final season, part 1, final season, part 2, final season movies.
Damn you! You traitor!
Hey, did you make sure to discuss the story? Because we're about to get into the next fight with this one.
Oh.
And it's actually... This is actually a good one.
They're playing Monster
good.
Hunter.
Who could have guessed?
Fucking matter.
I'm on COD because I don't need to use my one monitor today since we're not doing a bracket. Which reminds me, I completely forgot to start the nominations for the next thing, so yay.
No.
Oh, what shall we ever do? We still have a week.
Depending,
What could possibly go wrong?
No, a whole
depending on how
7
quick
days.
we get this done, we'll do a little talking at the end about next week. Because what, next week's multiple, right?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to our schedule. I just play video games while we're talking.
You're a joke.
I think it's multiple next week. Because last week was episode 5. Yeah, episode 6 is multiple 3. So I'll have that put up at some point. With that said, season 1 AOT. Who wants to start us off talking about it?
Might as well start with the head of the Jaegerist over there.
It's
And
fucking
John himself.
Okay, Tony talked. What did you say?
I said head John himself.
Not Tony. Taco.
Wrong T name.
You said Tony, so I spoke.
Jesus Christ.
What you doing? He's talking over here.
Then it's fucking.
So shut up, bitch!
Alright, Taco.
It's peak.
Wow, we literally went through all of that just for you to just say 2
Oh, I
words.
said it 3 separate times.
I mean, that is what he said.
Okay, I feel like we can do a little bit better than its peak. This is supposed to be your favorite show. You're supposed to be able to have more to say about it.
No, it's enough said. It's the best anime
You
of all
can
time.
just say it's peak. And leave it to us to talk about the show.
Elaborate, Taco. You got this. I believe in you. Use your big boy words.
I don't have big boy words this week.
Okay, use your little boy words.
Peak. P-E-A-K. Peak. Done.
Bro.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Bob,
Can we get a little bit more than that?
No.
There's 27 episodes
fuck
in
you.
season 1. We can get a little better than just, oh, it's peak, it's peak.
It is.
No.
Hell,
No.
Sage didn't even do that for Naruto, and I didn't do that for One Piece.
Yeah, you did.
No, we elaborated.
I also
here
have
for the One Piece.
No.
And I'm pretty
I
sure
was gonna say, I
Tony's
don't
not
think I
going to do
was
that
here
for
for One
Berserk
Piece.
whenever we do Berserk.
If we ever do it.
I'm sure we will. I'll put it in the voting for the next one.
No.
Tony, I'll just watch a
Okay,
Berserk in
okay,
60
okay,
seconds
okay.
video. It'll be alright.
No, that won't work. You can at least
No.
you at least have to watch
Memorial
one
Edition.
video talking about either Golden Age or like the timeline of Berserk or stuff like that. But you can't just watch Berserk in 60 seconds. It's gonna boil down to big guy, big sword, go swing.
Big guy, big sword, demons. Kills his best. Tries to kill
No,
his best
because if it's in 60 seconds, it can only describe Golden Age arc. So it's just gonna be big guy, big sword, go
Okay,
swing.
fine. I'll watch Berserk in 120 seconds. That
Okay.
okay?
And that's gonna give us big guy, big sword, go swing, kill things. Clang.
And it's just gonna end with the sound of his sword.
Some R-rated shit, but it'll be alright.
All right, so AOT season 1, we have the Fall of Shinganshina, we have the Cadet Corps arc, we have the Battle for Trost, we have the inauguration into the scouting, and then we have the female Titan,
Yes.
and then we have Stonehest.
Wait, that's all season 1?
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
we
it's
have-
all season 1.
We have Stonehest to end out the season.
Yeah, that's all season
Holy
1.
shit. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I thought I at least thought Female Titan. No, that's right. Female Titan is season 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
season
'Cause season 2 is
the
plugging-
smallest.
Yeah, because it's just plugging a hole, isn't it?
Mm,
No.
no,
That's
no,
the
there's
Battle
more
for
than that.
Trost.
No, there's more
Well,
than
that's
that.
why I say it's just plugging a hole, because technically you have to do the battle to get to the plug of the
Oh
hole.
no,
But
Trost is season
It's
1.
near the end of season 1.
oh, okay.
Stonehest is at the
Ow.
end of season 1. Season 2 is the introduction of the Beast Titan,
Yep.
Sasha's hometown,
Yep.
and the start of
I thought
the
it was
church
damaged.
conspiracy.
Yes.
Because the church
Hmm.
conspiracy continues into season 3, part 1.
You can tell it's been a while since I've watched it.
Okay. Okay. So obviously, show starts off with a bang. Obviously, starts off
That
with a
is
bang.
true.
Probably,
Massive.
arguably, one of the best first episodes for an anime series of all time.
It was a good first episode, I will admit that.
How far deep do you want me to go into this?
So, we don't want to spoil too much for anybody who hasn't watched it and are getting into it. So
Okay,
basically-
first off, if you haven't watched it, what the fuck are you doing? Go watch it.
Valid.
If you're watching this, you done fucked up.
Valid.
Why did you put this video if you haven't watched it? It's a great question.
Valid.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So,
I say,
This
Choco,
isn't a bait.
Free
This
will.
isn't a what
Free
you should
will?
watch
here,
before.
be-
This is
before
a,
we
before
had
you go,
free will
Taco,
with One Piece. We had free will with Naruto.
We
We had
did.
free will with all the other ones.
Yeah, it's over 10 years old.
Before you go free will, we're gonna pause a moment for you guys to go watch it, and then we'll give you just a moment. Just a moment.
yeah, go
Okay,
watch
okay.
70 episodes. Real
Alright,
quick.
done.
That's
I
enough.
hope
You
you
can
enjoyed
pause the
it.
video, come back, and now you're back. You've watched all of AOT.
I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway,
Now, Fall of Shiganshina. First 2 episodes is an entire
Oh
arc.
shit! I died.
Ooh, damn.
I think it's insane.
I think it's one of the better. Not many openings can grab you like that. I think when it comes to
No.
attention grabbing openings like that, the first ones that I think of are AOT, Bleach, and definitely not One Piece.
No, it still has yet to grab me. And I wouldn't even say as much for Bleach. It did take a little bit
So
for it to hook.
Bleach has the big impactful moment of Ichigo first getting his sword powers, and that's probably one of the more in your face episode starts from the big 3 at least.
That's fair.
Because
Well,
it's like,
I still think Naruto's first episode's better than Bleach's.
especially coming from like at the time frame, you have coming off the coast of Dragon Ball. You had the end of Dragon Ball, and then you had the big 3 startup. You get a transformation right there in the very first episode of Bleach.
Well, I mean, kind of.
Kinda.
It's not kind of. It happens.
No, I say kind of because it's like technically like the main form. So it's not really a transformation. It's kind of one because technically he can't do anything really in the series without that. So, like Goku did a lot without Super Saiyan. Naruto did a lot without his transformation.
But you have to
Luffy
take
did a
the
lot
premise
with-
of the story into account too, which they do explaining a little bit before it happens. Like he's a normal human and he transforms into a Soul Reaper.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying though, like unlike those other shows, he can't really do much without his base form. So,
But either way, the point I was making on that was like attention-grabbing openings.
Honestly, with AOT, it just
It's up
It
there
hooked,
with one of the best.
and it had you for a while.
Yeah,
It's 0 to 100 as
it's
soon
not.
as you
It's
start
not
the
like
series.
it's not like a fairy tale opening in the first episode, or like when Soul Eater open up in the first episode how they're very weak. I would put Fire Force up there for
It's a good episode.
banging openings as well.
But I will say, starting AOT is 0 to 100 from the first episode, though.
Yeah, I would concur with that.
Immediately. All the
Anyone-
trauma with Aaron's character, first episode.
just sitting there watching his mother get eaten.
That poor child.
bro, spoilers! You can't say that. No,
No, we gave
literally
him
about episode
spoiler.
1.
We gave him time.
Literally episode 1. I know.
we gave them a moment. We gave them a moment of pause for it.
Yeah. Aaron watching his mother get eaten. I can't go into full context yet. We'll get to season 3 on that. Yeah, Aaron's mother gets eaten in front of him.
Oh my god! When we go into season 4 and we find out who that one is, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched season 4 yet, what the fuck
No,
are
they
you
already
doing
watched
back
it.
here?
They
Go watch
should have
season
already
4.
watched it. They should have
Yeah,
already
they
watched
just
all
watched
of
it
it.
all.
All right, guys. I guess I have to leave. I haven't watched season 4.
Yeah, for being a small little opening arc, I think it did its job of catching the viewer, and even in the manga, it does a good job of catching the reader's attention.
100%.
Because you hear this series, like, oh, Attack on Titan, you're like, okay, is this going to be like something to do with like the Greeks or something? Because when you think of a Titan, what do you think?
You smart man. I was hoping you were going to do that.
Like when I think when I think of a
breakable.
Titan, I think of like the Greek Titans, like Wrath of the Titans, Remember the Titans, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think even though Remember the Titans is a football movie, actually.
That's a football movie.
Yeah. Wrath of the
Denzel Washington.
Titans, Clash of the Titans, Kronos.
Yeah, just Greek stuff.
So coming into it and seeing like, oh, this is like a medieval-esque time frame. Come to find out, it's not really medieval, but I digress.
Looks it though.
But when we first get introduced to it, it's a medieval-esque time frame, and you're like, okay, what's this going to do with Titans? And then all of a sudden, you have this giant motherfucker climbing over the wall, and it's like, oh.
Seeing a Colossal that quick into the series was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and then like finding out later in the series about the members of the Nine, the Titan Shifters, and all that.
Yep.
Just you would think like, okay, the members of the Nine would be like a late game like character.
Nope.
Nope. First like 40 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you get 2 of them into the first 2 episodes.
Does
So
he
did you
not,
see the
does he-
Colossal
does
off
he-
the rip?
Does he not
And then-
crash the wall in the first episode?
No, it's the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
The armored Titan.
The Armor Titan
Yeah, no,
flashes
he's-
through the wall.
So
twice.
you get to see 2 members of the Nine. Like,
Or was he the very end of episode 1? Because when he busts through
yeah,
the
I think it
small
was the
gate,
end of episode 1.
the very end of episode 1, because it's like, oh shit,
Yeah,
And episode 2 opens up with...
Yeah, because they're on the boat at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because episode 2 opens up with, hey, guess what? This happened.
Yeah, they're on the boat at that point.
The city is fucked. Everything's gone to shit.
Oh yeah, that city's fucked.
That whole wall.
I'm pretty sure that's what the abridged opened up with for that. After that.
The whole wall was fucked. Like this is where they had the fall of the village and the fall of Maria? Maria Rose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I come to find out later, they're actually the names are a play on the Columbus boats.
The what?
Or
Yeah. If you take the names and adjust them slightly, they become the names of Columbus's boats.
This, what is it, like the Pinta?
The Pinta, the
the
Nina,
Santa
and the
Maria.
Santa Maria.
Yeah.
My first thought was just Step Brothers, like immediately.
So anyone else got anything else to say with our opening arc? To you, 2,000 years in the future. More on that later.
So yeah, no, the Armored Titan blasts through the wall in the second episode. Episode 1 ends with Aaron's mom getting eaten in front of him.
Spoilers.
Wait, they should have watched it by now.
We gave him multiple moments.
Nuh-uh. Fuck you mean nuh-uh?
But that kind of summed up
That
everything, to
takes
be
at
honest.
least 5 minutes to happen before that happens.
All right. So moving in, we have it's another 2 episode. We have the cadet arc.
Yep.
Episode 3 and 4.
AKA the Aaron falling on his ass arc.
Aaron falling on his ass constantly because Commander Shadis...
Broken gear.
Well, yeah, we find out later in the series that Commander Shadis was the one that actually fucked with his gear.
Hey, remember Sasha? It was giving shelter to a potato.
Yeah, Sasha... I love how that is the thumbnail of the episode on Crunchyroll, too.
Yep.
With Sasha eating a potato in ranks and then having to go without food. And this is where we get introduced to Historia.
Yep.
More on her later.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to a bunch of characters. We get introduced to we have our main 3 that we were introduced to in the first episode with Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin. Then we get introduced to Commander Shadis. What the hell? Wait, in the first 2 episodes, what the hell is the name of the
Hannes.
Hannes. He's a good character. Keep
Great
him in your
character.
This is a goat.
But in 3 and 4 we get Annie,
Connie, Sasha, Jean.
Horseface.
Yeah, Horseface.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I keep remembering abridged moments from the damn thing. It's like, oh, Thomas, what do you mean look on the bright side? Well, I don't know what the bright side is, but when we find it, we should look on it. Like, that clip was just, oh my god, so funny. The abridged Attack on Titan is where I remember most of my clips from, so...
We get to meet 2 Chad lads and Reinhold and Reiner and Bertold. I almost combined their fucking names right there.
I'm gonna tell you what I told him. another abridged moment right there.
Who else do we get introduced to? There's
Literally
more.
every most main characters.
There's Ymir.
Ymir, that's who I was forgetting.
Historia.
Well, I mentioned Historia already.
Alright.
I think that's it for now.
Yeah, because we don't get Levi and all them till later in the series.
Yeah, you don't get him to
Episode 9.
We need Marco.
Oh, Marco!
Yeah.
How can I forget about Marco? Poor Marco.
How can you forget Marco?
Poor Marco.
That is definitely a poor Marco Love it. Oh, sorry about Marco. Like it's 5 big booms.
I'm sorry. Poor Marco. Yeah, I would say like the biggest takeaways of this is the introduction of the characters.
Yeah.
And Aaron making a buffoon of himself.
I will say though, there was so much foreshadowing in the first 4 episodes that I can't get into yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about those when those moments come up. Alright, this scroll wheel is pissing me off. Middle of a gunfight and it switches my gun. Next arc, we have the Battle of Tross. This is the first, like, longer arc of the series. It is a 9-episode arc spanning from episode 5 to episode 9. This is where we find, first and foremost, Aaron fucking dies, quote unquote. I want to know all y'all's reactions when that happened, when he saved Armin and basically killed himself.
I watched the abridged before I watched episode 1, or like the start of the series. So
that was crazy work.
I was like, oh, it's that scene where Armin goes, "Hey, God."
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I was kind of in shock. I was like, damn, they're really gonna kill the main character this quick? I'm like, there's no way.
Especially
I
because
immediately was like, I didn't know the show was an isekai.
we ended up like not seeing him for what, 2 whole episodes.
No, it's like 3 episodes until he just like comes out of a fucking Titan.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck? It throws you through a loop because you don't know anything about Titan shifters yet.
No.
And even when we cut back to him in the stomach, and then all of a sudden there's a Titan that looks kind of like Aaron, we still don't know what the hell's going on because we don't know what Titan shifters are yet.
Nope.
It's not
Oh,
until
we do
about
have to
halfway
say-
through the arc.
We do have
I mean,
to
whenever
Good.
I, my first watched her, and I seen that, I was like, "There's no fucking way they just killed off the MC." I'm like, "There's gonna be some fucking return somehow."
I was waiting for the show to change the names real quick.
We do have to remember that the Colossal did show back up again at this
The
point.
Colossal does show back up again and does a hole in Trost. The armor does not show up though. But here's the
For
funny thing.
reasons we can't explain.
This is where things start getting fishy in this arc too, because in the very first episode of the Trost arc, Aaron gets up to the nape of the Colossal Titan, a very impressive feat with some information we learn later about the Colossal with the heat and everything.
Yes.
And swings at the nape, and then it's gone. Just a 63-meter tall Titan just gone. Which I want to bring up just something, like a height thing, real quick. We can all agree the Colossal Titan's massive, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Speaking of massive, did you know that the Sunny, the Thousand Sunny, is only 7 meters shorter?
That's crazy.
The Thousand Sunny is almost the same height as the Colossal
Forced this
Titan.
guy had to bring One Piece into it.
No, I just find it as a funny thing, because like I hear people say like, oh,
They crushed that boat.
like things are massive in AOT, and then I also hear people questioning like, how big are things really in One Piece? And it's like, well, there's your comparison. The Colossal Titan and the Thousand Sunny are almost the same height. We get the first introduction of the Ackerman like protection gene, but we don't truly know like about it yet. With the way Mikasa gets.
We get that, plus we get the backstory of Aaron saving Mikasa's life and killing 2 people.
Yep, we get that. Did Aaron kill both of them? I thought Mikasa killed one.
Aaron killed 2 people and then Mikasa killed 1.
Or there's 3 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically how Mikasa got her scarf, why she was living with the Jaegers. And then we finally get introduced to one
I
of
mean, the only amount of lore to her, pretty much her entire character.
that
There's
is the only lore in her for her entire
There's
character.
a little bit more, but it's nothing crazy.
That's the most to it.
That's the majority of it, which kind of sucks.
Her character death is Aaron.
Yeah, like she doesn't really get much more until like the end of the show.
And even then, it's not
Yeah.
that much.
That's very, very minuscule.
But
It's hard to share depth.
no series is perfect. There's going to be bad written characters in every series.
Hey, it's hard to share depth when we have some of the most depth characters in the entire show constantly with each other.
So
Kind of hard at that point.
I mean, we look at the big three, for instance. You have Naruto. Pretty much every female character in Naruto is written poorly.
Yeah.
Boruto is just every single fucking character.
Yeah.
One Piece, Foxy exists. Foxy is a thing that exists. And then Bleach. I feel like out of the big three, Bleach is the most well-rounded, but it does have its bad characters. I'm just blanking on fucking which one that's not from a filler arc.
Okay, yeah, here's another thing. Attack on Titan has no filler.
True. Well, that's because
True.
they also took what, like, the first season came out in 2013. When did season 2 come out?
You don't rush perfection.
And those series were those 3 series started back when continuous airing was still a thing. Like, that's almost fully gone now, the continuous airing thing. There's not many shows that do it anymore, other than like the young children, like every day of the week shows, One Piece, Detective Conan, and that's basically it. Oh, even Pokemon does seasons, and granted their seasons are pretty long, but they still do seasons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I still think it should have gone season 3, season 4, season 5, and then season 6 was the final season.
Well, the ending's the ending.
Yeah, the whole part thing with season 3 and 4, I just find why even do that, especially when there's almost 2 years in between.
He just gave him time.
4.
I mean, gave him time, so it looked great. So,
but this is we're still in the Wit era.
yeah.
I like the look of the Wit Titans better than Mappa's Titans.
Debatable.
I will stand on that. Mappas are too bright because they use CGI for them. So they stand out way too bright compared to him. Wits, the shading's so much better. Now everything else in Mappas is good. Don't get me wrong on that. I just think taking the Titans to the CGI, I don't think was the best idea. But that's just personal preference. How did you guys feel about the CGI Titans?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really notice a difference.
It honestly didn't bother me all that much.
I wasn't complaining.
Okay, so we get introduced to one of the best squad in the parody military, being Levi Squad.
Yep.
We meet my favorite character in the series, Hanji.
Goated.
Yeah, she's a nerd.
She's goated.
The way they made her goofiness was just perfection. Especially like her infatuation with the Titans, how goofy she was with it. Before we get into the reprieve of Trust with the whole Armin standing up for Aaron thing. Does anyone else got anything they want to say for episodes 5 through 9, the first part of Trost?
Yeah, Aaron was able to control part of his Titan abilities. Minus when he became a Titan and crawled out of one. By shielding Mikasa and Armin from cannon fire. And that's when Levi shows up. To my memory.
No, Levi actually
Yeah.
first shows up before because
Very slightly, but right afterwards, he's like,
yeah,
do I even want to know what I'm
next,
looking at?
The next episode is Response. That's when the whole shielding of the cannonball and all that happens in episode 10. But I think that scene there shows so much resolve to protect people. And then we have Commander Pixis show up.
Yeah.
A goated character.
Yes.
Commander Pixis is a very nonchalant character.
You get a lot of those.
I love Pixis.
Pixis and Chairman Zachary.
He's
Yeah.
definitely top tier characters.
When Pixis takes Aaron up to the top of the wall to talk to him in episode 11, it's just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's how the plan gets made from Armin.
Mm-hmm.
Saves Aaron's life.
After that, we have the last 2 episodes of this arc with the actual retaking of Trost. Aaron had a little slump in his Titan form.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little slump.
Granted, has no control over it yet.
Wait, did
But-
we ever talk about Aaron's execution?
That's after this.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
that's after. That's when Commander Zachary gets introduced.
I'm sorry, like the first 2 seasons of AOT kind of like mushed all together to me.
Yeah, so that's right after. It's like the episode after. And then that happens.
Yeah, the episode after the reclaiming is when Zachary appears.
Yep.
And that's the start of the next arc.
But yeah, Aaron makes a monumental shift in the world. He was able to control the Titan power and plug the wall.
Yeah, that was probably at this point of the season. Like I thought the season was gonna end after this episode. I was like, oh, that's the perfect way to end a season. It's a super hype moment.
Right.
And then boom, next episode. I'm just like, oh, okay.
One thing I was really happy about. I'm glad the seasons were longer.
Oh, season 2 was short.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in general, all the seasons were longer besides season 2. Just so much happens within all the seasons in such little time. Even season 2.
I think I just fixed my mouse. Oh my god, I just fixed it. I just hit my mouse because I got tired of the scroll wheel and it fixed it. When in doubt, the Patrick way works. Yeah, so what was everyone's reaction to episode 13?
Or you think I remember my reaction to an episode I watched 12 years ago?
Is that how long ago you watched it?
I'm pretty sure I watched season 1 relatively soon after it was released.
That's crazy.
Not episode 1, season 1. And I have not rewatched it since.
Cope, how about you? What was your reaction to Aaron plugging the hole?
I mean, I don't know. It was a basic reaction. I figured he could do it. Just everyone around him and how they reacted. More or less, it was like this way of trust.
Here was Sage's live reaction at the time. Ah, fuck. That's dope.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, that just happened. What about you, Taco?
I was hyped. And I
He had
also,
the lotion bottle ready.
but
No shit.
I was hyped, and it was also how big it added to the trust of Aaron and the trustability of the Titans, plus how big of a momentum moment it was. All of it together made it a super huge moment in the series.
Yeah, I think it was. I think taking that moment and the opening is what was like, okay, I'm into this show. It was those two moments that did it for me.
I mean, they're great moments.
And then the rest of the season just like solidified it even more.
Yeah.
Because next up we have another mini arc with a 3-episode arc, which is the trial and regiment selection arc. So it opens off with the first episode having the trial, where we get to see Levi kick the shit out of Aaron.
And it's still one of the best episodes of the entire first season, though.
Short man put in boot the face.
Well, that's why also you meet Ervin that episode.
Yeah, we meet Commander Ervin that episode, which is a top tier character. He's definitely in my top 3 for characters.
Plus, then you can find out more about the key in the basement.
Mm-hmm. Find out a little bit more about it, just a little bit.
And then you hear Ervin's plan to make sure that Aaron goes with him.
Yep.
And then the trial happens.
The trial happens. Then the following episode, we see Hanji's personality.
Yeah.
And what an intriguing personality that is.
He was such a unique character, too.
We also meet Sunny and Bean.
You do.
And then someone kills them.
I wonder who that was.
Who done did it?
It was Sage.
Sage, why would you do it? Why'd you do it?
Huh?
What did you do with your ODM gear?
Why'd you kill Sunny and Bean?
Why was your ODM gear perfect at inspection?
They were talking shit.
Can't even talk.
You're telling me you
Bro,
understood
I can
them?
speak Titan. Yeah,
No, you don't.
they attacking that shit.
And then episode 16, we really get to see the true beauty of Ervin's charisma with his speech to the cadets. And we also find out the rankings. We find out the cadet rankings because remember, what was it? The top 5 get their pick no matter what.
Yeah.
So like only someone in the top 5 can go to the military police.
Yeah, it was I think it was top 10.
Was it top 10?
Yeah, top 10.
So, number 1 was Mikasa, if I remember.
Yep. Yeah, one was
104
Mikasa.
was Cadet top 10. 1 was Mikasa. 2 was Reiner. 3 was Bertolt. 4 was Annie. And 5 was Aaron. So even after all the trouble and shit Aaron went through, he made it into the top 5 still.
Yep.
Which is very impressive, if I do say so myself.
Dude's determination was on another level. Still is. Especially in early seasons.
Six was Horseface. Oh, I said Historia's real name. Her name at this point was Krista.
Yeah.
Who really cares? They watch if they pause to watch the entirety of the show, they would know that. So
True.
it's
true.
okay.
Valid.
Exactly.
7 was Marco.
Marco the Phoenix?
No, wrong show.
Pineapple
Piece.
Pineapple Head.
8 was Connie, which was a surprising one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connie from the
I did
bridge
not.
right there.
I did not expect Connie to make the top 10
Why not?
because it's Connie.
And
Connie's a goat.
Connie, exactly the reason why he should be in the top 10. It's Connie.
You got a bridge Connie on your mind, dude.
Nah, regular
Yeah,
Connie's great
and-
too.
Yeah, regular Connie's fine.
Number 9 was Sasha.
Yeah, I was impressed she was in the top 10 because of her character, honestly. She seemed like too much of a goof to get up that high.
She was a goof, but you have to remember she has a lot of experience with a bow.
And what's they gonna do to a Titan?
She
She
knows
did
how,
pretty
she
well
knows how
against
to
them.
hunt.
Okay, yeah, knowing how to hunt and saying she's good with the bow, like, two different things.
Not necessarily.
Yes. Because you have military archers back in the medieval era
I
who
think.
didn't necessarily know how to hunt, but they knew how to shoot a bow.
I
Damn
think
good.
the most shocking one though is Krista, because Krista was number 10.
Yeah, that one was surprising.
That
Yeah.
one I believe was the most shocking.
Considering featuring events in this hand too. Because she doesn't do much in at all.
No.
Not really.
Then we come to find out the only one that did not pick this. What the fuck was that voice crack? Oh my fucking god.
Epic.
That was fucking. Oh, that was bad. That was awful. Oh my god. I'm sorry to have to put people through that.
Oh, now he apologizes.
That was a bad one though. That was a bad voice crack. But the only one that didn't pick the Survey Corps was Annie.
Yep.
Even after Jean said how adamantly he was going to get into the MPs, and how much Ymir told Krista to go to the MPs.
But Aaron's speech to everybody convinced them to go to the Survey Corps.
Yep. That's what I mean. Like, Ervin's charisma is on a whole nother level.
No, Aaron. Not Ervin. Aaron.
Well, you still have to include Ervin's speech.
Oh, yeah, but Aaron was the driving force behind everybody to go that route.
He couldn't sway Annie, though.
Nope.
And, of course, there was reasons why Bertolt and Reiner didn't go. Which we'll talk about that later. Then to almost end out the first season, we have the 57th Expedition arc, which is only a 6-episode arc. It's a lot shorter than I remember it being.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
So the 57th expedition. This is the 104th first official mission. Battle of Tross was like a emergency type situation, and we get introduced to the entirety of the Levi squad, and find out what they're capable of. May they all rest in peace, though.
We were.
Because they got for being the top ranked squad with the most confirmed kills, they got their asses handed to them by the female Titan, which is introduced in this arc as well.
Yeah, they did. They put up a good fight, though.
Did they, though?
They tried.
Did they,
I mean,
though? I don't think they landed a single, like...
They did.
Well, no, because she used her hardening.
Well, yeah, which was also new to them at the time.
The only one that landed, like, a decisive blow on Annie was, Reiner, which we'll talk about that blow later. Yeah, insane. We get an insane fight between Annie and... well, we don't know it's Annie yet. But we get an insane fight between the female Titan and Eren in his Titan form.
Yeah, that was a big thing, too, before Eren transformed into a Titan, was the whole trust with Levi.
Mm-hmm. That, oh my god, yeah, that moment.
Yeah, that was...
Oh my god, my heart was racing. I will say, like, this is my genuine reaction to first watching that. My heart was just like, oh my god, Eren, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. She's clearly showing that she's going to kill the shit out of the Levi squad. Just please fucking transform. Like, I was saying that every time they showed Eren about to bite his hand.
Yeah, but he trusted Levi.
He ended up trusting Levi and got, what, 5 people killed?
But they also stopped her technically in time before they died. Because of the trap thing in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, he did. I will say I was not expecting Erwin to have that trap. Ervin's fucking foresight on that was just like, how do you have that type of foresight when we were, as a viewer, were just introduced to this character? Just the female Titan was not a thing before this moment.
Nope.
And Erwin had the foresight to have that trap ready. Like,
he's about that life.
Ervin's brain is like
it's
3 levels
working
above
on
mine.
overtime. I swear.
Always.
So yeah, they do end up. Well, she does kill a good segment of the scouts before. She takes out 2 whole platoons of the entire from the entire battalion. She took out 2 whole platoons.
Yeah, even before that, like, I mean, we technically kind of like glanced over it, but there's the whole part where she's going after Armin because
Armin
the female
knows.
Titan doesn't. Yep, Armin knows.
Yeah, Armin knows.
Armin knows the thing with Rhina happens, which we'll dive deeper later. But
yeah, and then Armin's able to somehow get a message relayed based on her trajectory, like who she's going after.
Yep.
How that message got to Erwin is insane. But the fact that they already had the supplies to capture a Titan of that size.
Oh, it's nuts.
Which I understand, like, having supplies to capture a Titan because, you know, Hanji's a thing.
Yeah, Hanji is a thing.
But having that many and being able to get set up that quickly is
They're
just
about that life.
insane. And then, yeah, episode 21, we have the crushing blow. This is when all the members of Levi squad, except for Levi, die.
Yes.
And Eren has to go through another internal fight about transforming or not.
I think that's the point where he said fuck it and he gets transformed. Because
Well,
Levi's already gone at that point.
Levi's not there because Levi's with Erwin.
Yep.
And the rest of the Levi squad is dead.
Yep. And that's when Eren says fuck it.
He's like, I have to transform at this point.
Yep.
He puts up a pretty good fight until he gets his head kicked off.
Yeah.
And then here comes Mikasa with that Ackerman's sixth sense.
Yeah, her and Levi put in fucking work on that Titan.
Yeah, that was, and I would say, with this moment happening in the series, it was definitely one of the highlights. When the female Titan showed up, did anyone know, like, oh yeah, that's Annie?
No.
No.
I said, not right away.
With the how close?
No, I kind of figured something was off.
I knew like right away. I was like, that's fucking Annie.
I figured it was one of the chicks with blonde hair.
I mean,
I think at first I thought it was Krista.
you thought it was Krista.
I think at first,
Okay.
when I first was watching the show. They were like, oh, look at the hair haircut and like the
Yeah, I went off the
Yeah.
hair,
like,
but
looks too similar. And yeah.
we got to see Annie fight in the cadet arc.
Yep.
The stance that the female Titan took, I was like, yep, that's Annie. Like,
Well, whenever they were fighting, yes.
Oh yeah, when they were fighting, you see pretty much fights like her. That's more confirmed. But when you first see it, yeah, I definitely did not think any.
Like whenever she went and grabbed Armin,
mm-hmm.
like that was before she fought Aaron. So at that point, we were kind of just like, okay, something's a little off here.
I know.
Paige, join the hunt, please.
I knew it was someone who had used ODM gear, like, efficiently, for the main simple fact of knowing the trajectories and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is someone that we've seen in a battle already. And yeah, the crown jewel was her fight against Aaron and her taking the battle stance. Why Isayama decided to keep it a secret until the next arc is beyond me. Because
Kind
like
of dragged things out.
it kind of dragged it out because it's like, dude, everyone knew by, even though I do know a couple people that have watched it and had no clue it was Annie until Stonehess. And I was like, how? How did you not realize it was Annie? So I guess dragging it out like that for, you know, the slower people is a thing.
Oof,
But like,
that's harsh.
it's harsh, but it is necessary harshness because if you are too oblivious to understand it's Annie, then something's wrong with your head.
Or get this, they're just watching the show, not trying to predict shit, like most people are.
It's not
when they're
even a
watching the
prediction.
show.
It's a 1-for-1 fight stance.
It could have thrown you off. It could have been a trick. Plot twists happen.
As much as Isayama loves his plot twist, I still think it's like, that's just not a good one. But with that
No,
said,
his best one is yet to come.
oh yeah, it's way down the road. With that said, is there any other final thoughts on the 57th expedition?
No.
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 We're coming up on an hour already. We might have to make this a 2-parter. Which I'm down for that.
I'll make it a parts just like AOT did. Nice, clever.
Do season 1 and 2.
Then 3 and 4.
Oh god, it might be a 3-parter because
No, you can do 3 and 4 in 1.
yeah,
Well, 2 is short, so you probably have to do 2 and 3 together, and then 4
at least
on its own.
4
two
by
and
itself.
3 part 1. Because how many episodes? 3 is 22 episodes. 4 is 30 episodes.
Well, you could do 2 and 3 together, like Tony just said, and do 4 by itself because it's a
4
shitload
is
of
gonna have a lot
episodes.
more to talk about than 2 and 3 will.
Plus, there's 2 movies,
Yeah.
essentially.
So, with that said, we'd be doing Stonehouse and then ending, which, depending on the time, might be a good thing. So let's just get into Stonehouse, where we start off with Armin luring Annie into a dark alley.
Yeah. With Armin and Mikasa. With Eren and Mikasa.
Yep.
Armin and Mikasa. Oh my god, he cloned himself.
He did.
That's
If
crazy.
anyone could do it in the AOT universe, it'd be Armin.
He would figure out a way. He's pretty smart.
So the first episode of the Raid on Stonehouse is all about luring Annie out and confronting her, getting her to the underground passage so she can't transform. But Annie ain't as stupid as she seems. By the time they get to the stairs to go underground, she realizes what's going on.
Yep, she caught on pretty quick.
Yeah, she ain't no dumb cookie.
And then Eren whipped her ass.
Yep. We get the battle that goes the entirety of the Stonehouse district, and then in the finale of the season, we get to anyone who watched this in 2013, I feel sorry for you if you're not a manga reader, because I got into AOT right after season 2 finished Eren. So I didn't start watching weekly until season 3. And I didn't get into the manga until the start of season 4 because I thought I was watching the wrong show, and then went and read all the manga and then started from the beginning. But I do feel bad for people who watched the first season when it first came out, because the way season 1 ends with
Cliffhanger from hell.
the cliffhanger with the Titans in the wall.
That's not then.
No.
That happens.
No, that is
Season
not
2.
then.
It's literally, that's why the episode is called The Wall.
Alright, you know what time it is? It's time to fact check this guy.
Yeah, because Annie tries to climb the wall in her fight with Eren. She tries to climb the wall and escape, and Eren pulls her down. And it opens up the hole in the wall, and you see a Titan's face in the wall. That's episode 25.
Back on Titan season 1,
I thought that
final
was way
episode.
No,
Called
we
The
don't.
Wall.
We don't find out why Titans are on the wall until way later. Yeah, we don't find out why until way later, but
Bitch ass game. Maybe freaking lock back in.
it happens here.
No, there's no hole in the wall. There's only the spot where she was climbing.
Yeah, it takes a
Or
chunk
later.
it takes a chunk of the wall off, and you see a Titan's face inside.
No, you don't. I'm literally watching the episode right now.
Potion.
Yeah, say to my memory of the whole fight, she's trying to climb the wall, and then Eren just rips her straight off the wall.
Yeah, she crystallized.
He has his one arm, and he's like super on fire. He rips off her leg. She's climbing. She gets the majority up the wall, and then Mikasa comes and slices off her fingers. No holes are put in the wall, only where she was climbing. Which, in season 2, it's revealed to be...
No. Go to 2344.
Oh, you mean the post-credit scene?
Yes. You see the Titan's face in the wall. It does happen in this episode. I wasn't exact on the time it happened, but it does happen in the episode.
Okay, yeah, it is the post-credit scene, really the last thing you see before the credits roll. So
Yep.
still wrong, but
I'm not wrong. It is in the episode. That is not
Still
wrong.
no, it's not. It's literally the post-credit scene. It's not part of the episode. It's not in the episode. It's not in the episode. It's post-credit. That's not. Do you call post-credit scenes parts of movies? No, you don't.
They are part of the movie. They're in the
They're
runtime of the
not.
movie. They are in the runtime of the
They're
movie. This is in the runtime
literally-
of the episode.
Literally
It is
not.
in the episode. It is in the runtime of the episode.
You are literally not looking at it correctly. Episode's over when the credits roll. Post stuff is additional bonus feature, not part of it.
But that's still the cliffhanger that I was talking about. It is still there, and if you know anime, you know if it doesn't pop up skip credits, which Crunchyroll didn't add that till way later, and Funimation never really had that.
No.
If you know
Most
anime,
people-
you know there is more than likely going to end up being a post credit scene.
And that's not even true.
It is though.
Most anime don't have post-credit scenes like that. Only until the final episode of a season, and even then, it's usually it plays through the credits and then it's over.
I will say AOT has a lot of them.
AOT has a lot of them,
is
but
known
AOT
for them.
They
there's
have a
4
lot.
seasons of it. It's literally there's 4 of them.
No, what?
No.
actually has a
Like,
lot
it's like
is-
middle of the season.
Oh, I guess yeah. When they split the chords,
There's
I
a
guess, well.
ton of them.
What show actually has a lot is Black Clover.
Black Clover has a ton too.
Yeah, they have a lot. Fairy Tail has a
But
good amount
that's-
too.
It's because they have the Clover clips.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Bleach
those, but-
Bleach has a lot, especially in Thousand Year Blood War.
Oh, and Blue Lock.
Blue Lock. Well, yeah, Blue Lock
Blue
has
Lock
the
No,
special stuff.
like we're talking like that's not like the extra stuff.
Yeah. So Bleach Thousand Year Blood War has a lot of post credit scenes. I mean, in the first core of it, you have the Kenpachi stuff. I'm not gonna go into that. If you want to hear more of that, go watch the Bleach Debate or Destroy.
Agreed.
But yeah, it's something that a lot of animes have. They don't touch on the subject until the start of season 2, but it's there, and it's a cliffhanger that's like that left from what I've read. Like, I went back and read like some posts and stuff about the end of the first season when I saw that, and people were like going crazy, like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is there a Titan face there? Like, people were going batshit bananas. So it is a very, I would say it's still an integral part of the first season if there were people talking about it. But what was everyone's thoughts on that though, with the Titan in the wall?
I was quite surprised.
I'm shocked.
It was definitely a holy shit moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Oh, so, yeah.
Literally said, "What the fuck?"
that moment is what made me. I was already like hooked on the series, but I would say that moment's what made me go, "Oh yeah, I am watching this through to the end." You guys think we have enough time to talk about season 2, or do you want to save that for?
If you want to split it up, you can split it up if you want. But I'm
Well,
down.
we're just over an hour, so we can go and do season 2 because I feel like season 2 is going to be a lot quicker because there's some exposition, but not a lot. It's a lot of the side character backstories.
Well, there's a couple big things that happen. One in particular.
One in particular, and that's I would say that's like the most defining thing of the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can run through season 2, and then we can do. We'll still probably do 3 parts.
That's fine.
We'll just do the next 3 weeks this, and then pick back up with the brackets after we finish AOT. Because last time we broke something up in the parts, we never finished it.
No.
Those MHA quirk tier list, which I could probably find the same ranking on Tier Maker and then pull up the video and see where we had the stuff we already went through.
Yeah, then we tried to do that, and then we lost it. And then we said, fuck that.
I lost the screenshot, but we have the VOD. It's on YouTube. But who knows when we'll ever go back to that. So, get it knocked out in the next 3 weeks, and then we'll go back to regularly scheduled programming. So, Season 2, we get introduced to a very, very major player in the series with the Beast Titan.
Yes.
With nothing about that cliffhanger being revealed in this season at all.
Nope.
Isayama let us hang on that for a long time, because I don't think it's until Season 3, Part 2. Maybe? No, yeah, I think it's Season 3 that gets revealed, or is that Season 4? The Titans in the Wall.
What do you mean?
I think 3.
3. So you can hear us talk about the revelation of that next week. But yeah, we get introduced to the Beast Titan. And what were y'all's thoughts on seeing the Beast Titan for the first time?
That's a big monkey.
That's a big monkey. What is Goku
I
doing? I thought he had his tail cut off.
Frieza in my head.
I was definitely one of those people that thought, where's all the other prehistoric titans?
Yes. Because the opening had like dinosaur titans and shit.
And when they never happened, I was very disappointed that they never brought them in.
I was very disappointed as
I
well.
mean, it technically happens later on.
It does happen
Like
later on.
Major. It's not major.
It's something very major, and we you should have already watched this by now, so I'm just gonna throw a little tidbit in. We do learn that each Beast Titan has a different beast associated with it. And
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
yeah, I believe that's what the opening was foreshadowing to. That there are different variations of the Beast Titan depending on who has that power of 9. I believe we learn about another power of 9 this season as well. So we get 2 powers of 9 revealed, putting us up to a total of 5.
Yeah.
With the Jaw Titan and the Beast Titan being revealed this season. Which that was a twist I was not expecting.
I was about to say Jaw Titan. No, we didn't. And there was someone else before him.
Yeah.
So, we get Sasha's backstory. Then we get like all the side characters. I can't remember why they were there. Was it because Aaron was under investigation again?
No. Aaron was just trying to train his Titan ability to get the hardening done.
Okay, he was in that training arc. But why were they
With
Didn't
Hanji.
he find out he could do it from her?
from Annie? Yeah, but why were they there? And they had no gear too. They had none
It was
of
just a simple. They were exploring, like, they went to Connie's hometown. They went to Sasha's hometown. Well, Sasha went by herself.
Yeah, Sasha went by herself. They went to Connie's. They didn't go to Connie's till afterwards.
Well, regardless. And then,
Or did they go before? I can't remember.
to my memory, they went before. But
Okay. It was because of the Beast Titan's appearance. They thought there was a hole in the wall. So Sasha and Connie went to their respective villages as messengers.
Yeah,
So Connie
and
went
that's
by
when,
himself.
And so did Sasha.
Yeah, they both went by themselves.
No, Rhino went with Connie.
Reiner went with Connie?
Yeah.
So that's when he saw.
Okay, yeah, because the
And
description
then his
just
mom-
says Sasha and Connie ride as messengers to warn their villages of the impending threats.
No, because Connie did have someone else go with him.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
was
if
Rhino
Rhina.
and
No, I'm
Connie.
pretty sure it was Rhina. But that's when they saw his mom got turned into
So yeah,
The most abnormal Titan
But
ever.
there was something going on to why they weren't fitted out with their gear. They had none of their ODM gear or anything.
Because they weren't planning for any expeditions. Like, everything kind of just happened.
But the other people they were with, the veteran members, had their ODM gear with them.
Well, they were, I don't want to say on duty, but like,
And it was like they were protecting them, and I have to go back and rewatch it or reread it to remember why. But we do get, while they're inside that tower of the abandoned area.
I'm pretty sure they got taken away because of doing the thing with the female Titan.
yeah,
Like, all suspended for like a little bit.
That they were investigating who the female Titan could be. That's right, because Armin's like, it's someone from the 104th.
And they took them all in to inspect the ODM gear because they needed to find out who was using it and like what was going on with it.
Because
And then that's what we find out with the Marco thing.
were they part of the Stonehenge battle?
Who?
everyone was.
Like Connie and all of them. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
everyone was there.
They weren't with them like right away, but they were like part of everybody.
Jean,
like,
because Jean smacks Annie's crystal.
Yeah.
I remember that. So it wasn't because of the female Titan. Was it the Sunny and Bean investigation then? Still, it would have to be the Sunny and Bean investigation.
Yeah, because they still didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they didn't have their gear. Okay, we figured that out. But while they're there, we get a little bit of Krista and Ymir's backstory of when they were in the Cadet Corps, and we find out Krista is not her real name, and her real name is Historia.
And Ymir's a Titan.
And well, not yet.
Yeah, no, because you don't find that out, and then as soon as you do, Ymir's a Titan. It's literally all at once.
So they attack.
She has the backstory flashback. She's like, "Oh, what's gonna happen when I reveal this?"
Utgard, that's the name of the castle. Utgard Castle comes crumbling down as Ymir desperately battles the Titans.
Yeah, it's literally happening like all at once.
Yeah. Reiner does with what we find out as no, we don't. Yes, we do find it out here in this season. That's right.
What?
With what we find out in a couple episodes about Reiner and Bertolt, Reiner surprisingly puts himself in harm's way to save Krista. Dude has a crush on Krista the whole time.
And almost kills her.
Yeah. But did anyone have any idea about Reiner and Bertolt before it was revealed?
Yes, I did because I looked up Wikipedia and I got spoiled. And I was pissed. I looked at that, but I was a kid and I wanted to know.
Oh my god!
No, I had no clue.
I had no clue. I mean, I had suspicions about Reiner and the Armor Titan because of the similar look, especially after revealing that Annie was the female Titan officially, and seeing how that look was similar. Because you can see Reiner in the Armor Titan.
Yeah.
I see Brock Lesnar.
Bro.
So
Another British reference.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
That's funny.
yeah, and then first finding out, like when they first reveal that they're the Armor and Closet Titans, I had to go back. I had to go back and rewatch that several times.
Well, you have to remember, they show up and they save them at the tower. Like Eren, Mikasa, they all show up. And then they get told, well, when they get back to the wall, that's when Reiner just starts telling Eren everything, like out of nowhere.
In the background, too. They're not even the main focus of the scene.
No. Everyone else is walking away, just shows them, and all you hear is Bearholt go, I'm the Armor Titan. He's the Colossal
Titan. And I literally went back and watched this several times. I'm like, wait. Did he just say that? Did they say that in the background? Very clever with that, though. Like, at this point of watching anime for me, like, I'd never seen someone make that big of an exposition in the background.
That was definitely a first.
And then we get the classic Bryce line. I thought you were gonna play it.
I don't have hands free. Hold on.
I don't have that sound bit. It's in a different server.
Oh, which one?
Tony, I'm currently watching 2 Pokemon battle
The
it out.
one after Aaron finds out
What do you
who
mean?
Bertolt and Reiner actually are.
White Wraith and like this
That one.
pterodactyl looking thing.
Yep, that one.
No, you mean Ray Dow?
Yeah, that's what I'm watching right now.
Shit, when did you get there?
2 seconds ago. Something just flew off. I think it was the White Wraith. Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me?
Brother, I thought you were here.
I returned from the quest. I didn't know you joined.
And then Aaron proceeds to beat the hell out of Rhino.
Yep. if it wasn't for Bertolt falling,
Yep.
like they would have had that. And
This
That
is
is
where all
all
the
Richard
Rhino
Gilmore.
Oh, you
bullshit
know what?
started.
We've actually missed a few sound bits here.
Which ones?
Okay, so we already talked about this moment.
Yes, we did.
Yep,
That's
that
when.
was, that was Battle of Trost.
Yeah, that's when Aaron dies right in front of Harmon.
Sage, make sure you return from the quest
Air
so we can
quotes,
set
air
the show
quotes
properly
dies.
here.
Air quotes dies.
Air
Oh,
quotes
in the middle
dies,
of
yeah.
the cutscene. I will get.
Yeah, once the cutscene ends.
I got you.
Think we did this one
Because I
already?
don't think fighting this giant electric
That's
dragon
when
on
Aaron's
my own
mom
is gonna be-
dies.
Yeah,
Sure.
that
Yeah,
was
that's
like
the
one of
first
the
one.
first things we talked about.
I didn't even know you did the previous quest. That's why I was so confused.
As these guys-
How do I do this mission info? Wait, oh,
That's Gojo.
I'll murder you!
quest again.
That's Gojo.
That's Gojo.
Oh wait, you don't have to return.
You're
I can
a
just join. I'm pretty sure.
He got lost. He pulled a
Yeah.
Zoro.
Sorry.
we good?
Okay.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
return.
Hold up.
Just stay in the quest. I'm
Okay.
joining.
We're freaking
Okay.
doing
I completely forgot about
sound
that.
bits while these guys are talking about Monster Hunter. Like everything's all over the place.
Look, I am fighting Cypher the Sky Dragon. For fucking
You
you.
are literally fighting the mobile dragon railgun. All right, he needs my help.
You're fighting the Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Yeah.
Card.
Ow!
Is there anything else we missed?
Oh shit! It's almost good. Quickly, bird, go!
Jesus.
Is there
Aaron
anything-
getting kidnapped. And then it ends off on the season, I believe.
Well, first,
With-
before-
Wait, what season
before
are we in?
We're in season 2.
Two.
So Aaron getting kidnapped. That's a big thing.
It's right in the same thing. It's right after the fight. With
Right after the
Rhino.
fight, Aaron gets kidnapped, and Ymir goes with them
Yes.
because, as we find out later in the season, Ymir has someone else's power.
Yes.
Which we'll talk about that later when we get to that.
She
Which
ate
is
one of theirs.
Very, very soon.
Yep, that will be
No, I
next
mean,
week.
Let's say like right here.
No, it all happens this season.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
we
it's
get
all right
Ymir's backstory and all that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this season. And
Okay.
it shows up
I
again in
believe
season
now.
4.
talks about it.
Yeah, it shows up again in season 4.
Yeah, I'm remembering it from season 4. But so okay, so we get Ymir's backstory where she was, in a certain land that we actually see in the very first episode.
Kinda.
Oh yeah, the map.
Oh, well, yeah.
So we can see that country there.
Oh shit!
Hurt a little bit. Oh, not again. Not again.
Yeah. So Ymir was what do they call them? The Titans that aren't Titan shifters.
Abnormals? No.
No, abnormals are like the goofy finger pistol running guy. That's
I
the
know what
first
you
one
mean.
that's the first one that pops into my head when I think of an abnormal.
I don't think they called them anything else.
Yeah, they had a name for them.
For like,
For what? There's Titan shifters, Titans, and Abnormals. That's the only classifications, as far as I remember. Okay, but
Oh,
Pure Titans.
Oh, pure.
So I knew there was something else in the classification for them. So Pure Titans. So Ymir was a Pure Titan after being exiled to Paradis, which we'll find out where she got exiled from later in the story.
Yes.
And she eats the previous user of the Jaw Titan. Which I don't believe... Did we get his name?
In season 4 we did, yes.
Okay, so we didn't get his name in this flashback.
No.
Then we get the treetop scene.
Yeah, with
Reiner, Bertolt, Aaron, and Ymir.
yeah.
And they chopped all of Aaron's limbs off. So he can't...
I wonder why.
So he can't shift into a Titan. So his body's completely focused on healing. They basically tell their whole plan. And episode 35, I'm blanking on what episode 35 was. It's called Children. When the group finally flees, okay.
oh shit!
I can't remember what 35 and 36 are mainly about. I think...
To my memory, that's when Erevan and everybody shows up to go get Aaron back.
Yeah, that's in 36.
35 is just the explanation of everything.
35... Oh, 35 is how Ymir found out about Historia's real name.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, that's what it was. Because it has an image of the two church guys talking. And I do remember that got revealed that Krista's real name was Historia in this season. That's when that happens.
Oh shit!
Because Ymir goes with Reiner and Bertolt to return what wasn't hers. And she tells Krista to be herself, be true to yourself, and be you. Go by your real name.
yeah. And then Erevan never shows up to go get Aaron back. Faster than expected.
Faster than expected, and we also find out Aaron isn't just the attacking Titan.
Well, there's more to it than that. Well, there's that.
Yeah, we find out
And a certain Titan shows up.
which is
The one that ate his mother.
the one that ate his mom, and we still don't know who it is. Like, we still don't know anything else about that Titan yet.
Also, Hana shows up too.
Yep, Hannes shows up, and he's great.
What do you mean? He pissed himself when he first saw it.
Yeah, but not this time. He made up for it.
No, he made up for it.
Oh, that's true. He did make up for it this time.
Hannes
Very well.
Hannes was a good man.
Great man.
He was a good soldier.
Some might say the best. Unless you're Aaron, then no.
Oh, Levi, I would say, is the best, but I digress.
What
Aaron gets his closure, basically.
do you mean, basically? He watches Hannes die. He watches Hannes die.
With his mother, okay?
No, not even then. Because he watches Hannes die, and then he does the whole breakdown, laughing, crying thing where he sounds like a fucking crazy person.
While slamming his stump arms into the dirt.
Yeah, while he's punching the fucking ground.
Yeah, and then he punches the palm of the smiling Titan.
And then he activates a power that no one thought that no one had.
Yep. AKA the founding Titan power, which is what Bertolt and Reiner have been after the entire time.
You mean Conqueror's hockey?
Conqueror's on.
I think you mean spiritual pressure.
Ryatsu.
There's actually some mad talk no jutsu he pulled.
For real, though.
He talked no jutsu his ass off.
And that's when Rhino was throwing Titans at people.
Yep, so basically, he had all the Titans swarm the Smiling Titan, and then they swarmed the Armored Titan. And then Bertolt, Reiner, and Ymir take their leave. And I don't think this season ends with that big of a cliffhanger.
No, I'm pretty sure it just ends with them running. No, them sitting there.
No, because I'm pretty sure it ends off on the Kenny moment.
It ends off with Kenny?
I think it ends off with Kenny, because that's the start of the third season. That is the very first thing of the third season.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the episode. No post credit at the end of this season.
It wasn't in the name.
No, it ends off with the Beast Titan coming out.
Yeah, you're right.
So we find out that the Beast Titan is a Titan ship.
Yeah,
we all knew that.
Yeah, we find out who. Well, we found out it's a person. We don't know who yet.
We don't know who it is yet.
Well, didn't he say something about Aaron being his half brother there?
No,
No,
nothing's
he doesn't-
mentioned.
Yeah, nothing. That's the first time we see. If you're watching this, you've already watched AOT, so you know it's Zeke.
I thought Zeke said something about like the sins of our father.
He does say
He
in
might have-
Beast Titan form, the sins of your father is what he says.
I
Implying-
swear it's an hour, but
Implying that the Beast Titan knows Grisha.
Yeah, but we're not. It's not like 100% confirmed yet. Like that, we know that Zeke and Aaron's
No,
brother.
It's nothing said of that. We don't even truly see what he looks like. It's kind of silhouetted.
Yeah, all we see is a blonde-haired guy shot out of the Beast Titan with glasses.
Yep. And
And
he pushes those glasses up, and they give the classic gleam.
And that's the end of the season. But I was right. Season 3 does start off with Kenny.
It does start off with Kenny, but it doesn't end with Kenny.
that's a real horn.
So that's gonna do it for this episode this week. We got through season 1 and season 2. A lot more stuff to talk about. So with that said, we'll get our
Way more in depth.
initial. Well, we kind of try to blow through One Piece fast because of how much there is. I mean, there's over 1,000 episodes, so we were trying to just like fly through it. Let's get the first two combined rankings though. So season 1, who wants to go first with their season 1 rating out of 10?
I will.
All right, Tony.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. All right, Cope.
Season 1, I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
10. Sage.
Season 1, I'll give it a 9.5.
9.5. Taco.
10 out of 10.
That's going to be his answer for everyone. I'm going to give season 1 an 8.5. Which means our combined rating for season 1 is a 9.4. All right, season 2, Taco.
9.
Wow, what? It wasn't a 10?
9.
It's his least favorite out of the first 3.
Least favorite season out of them all, but still
agree with that.
extremely good.
Sage, what is your rating?
I'm gonna give that 8.3.
8.3.
The hell?
Cope.
10.
The U-Trader moment's such a big moment of that entire
I
season.
didn't-
It's so
You
good.
said 10?
Damn you! You traitors!
It's so good.
It's one of Bryce's most memorable vocal lines from this series.
One of my favorites is still in like the first like movie episode thing in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
So good. It's so like nonchalant, but it's just like the tone of his voice is like perfect for it.
Okay, Tony, what is your rating for season 2?
9.7, so I can get rid of Sage's ugly ass 0.3.
Nice. Nice.
You're gonna hate mine then.
Well, as long as it's a 5 or a 0, I don't care. But it's a fucking like 0.2 or a 0.3, I'm gonna hate you for it.
It's worse.
He's gonna say like an 8.3572.
Probably.
Ugly ass number.
Sorry, what's up? Lady Sage was talking.
You didn't miss anything, you're right.
Yeah, he said he had to get rid of your ugly 0.3.
I gave it a 9.7 to get rid of your bitch ass 0.3.
I'm gonna be the lowest again. The
Fine,
whole
I'm
Your
changing
Trader
my
moment-
score.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Because
8.426.
You said 426, so that would require a 574.
it's not gonna help. Because I'm going to be giving it a, and I don't mean to be bad with it being low. I just feel like with how short it was, there's only one really, really good moment, in my opinion. That's the whole top of the wall, the revelation to you traders. I'm giving it a 7.9.
It's not that bad.
How
I mean,
murder
I can
you!
understand, like, the only reason why I didn't give it, like, a 10 for me is because I don't like Ymir's character.
Ymir's character is a hard one to get into, and I feel like
I just didn't like her, and she's a lot of season 2.
mm-hmm.
But, like, the big moments, obviously the top of the wall.
It feels like season 2 is centered
Ymir and
solely
Historia.
around Ymir and Historia, which I understand having a central point on Historia because of who she
Which it
really
makes-
is, and it leads
Plus,
in,
it makes sense for season 3.
yeah, it leads into stuff we find out in season 3.
Like, that part of it's fine. Like, when you get, like, the grand scheme, but, like, Ymir's character, just didn't like.
Mm-hmm. So that brings it to an 8.98 for the 5 of us.
Sage, I want you to wait before talking to the guy in the Fire Village because I want to get your reaction to the cutscene without any filters or anything.
Gotcha. Is there a, Greg? Is there, what's her name around here?
Oh, you can still go to the Fire Village. Just don't talk to the guy yet.
Gotcha. Don't talk to Werner.
So season
Yeah.
2 gets an 8.98.
How the fuck's the blacksmith?
So, Tony, there is a One Piece chapter this week. Did you want to record an episode of that, or?
No.
Okay.
I didn't say it last week, but no, I'm playing Wilds.
So I'll read that sometime this week then, and then collaborate with you to talk about it a little bit. So
Well, if there's another chapter next week, we could just do a double feature.
I know, but I really don't know if I can wait.
I mean, that's fair. We can just talk about it beforehand and then
Oh
read the
yeah,
next.
that's what we always do, and it will be a break week next week.
We'll be a break week, so we can even, if you possibly could.
We
Wait till
could
next
we
week,
could
but-
do a discuss. We could either I mean I can try, but we could do a discussion video next week.
Yeah.
Like a post reading video or something. It might end up being a couple minutes longer, but granted, our last review was almost it was over 40 minutes, I think.
Oh, that sounds right with what we talked about.
Yeah, because that last chapter was a lot for
It
that
was.
chapter. The last one was 33 minutes.
Yeah, so that'll be fine then.
But yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to hold off based on how that last chapter ended.
And then, yeah, I understand.
But I'll try, especially with me going back to school this week because my spring break is over. So I might not be able to get to it, so we'll see. If I don't, I know you're going to wait to read it until I say, hey, read the chapter.
Pretty much, yep.
So that's going to be all for us this week. Saturday, are we going to be good for Saturday? Taco? Or if anyone wants to be part of, because we're just going to do a wormhole this week. If anyone's available, thinks they might be available Saturday.
We'll let you know.
No,
Gotcha.
I already know I'm not. I'm working evening this Saturday.
You're working evening. Yeah, we're probably just going to go
I'll
back
have
to
to
our
let you know.
roots. To what our first wormhole was with a CBR roasting video.
I mean, I might be able to join midway through, but I don't know. It depends on what time I get home because we're up to 8:45. So
Well, we don't start till 8:30 for Saturday stream.
my drive is about a half hour to 45 minutes. So
Oh, if we're roasting CBR, it's not going to be a short one.
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll know when we get to it. With that said, so no nominations will be in the chat, because we're going to be doing part 2 of this Debate or Destroy next week. Anyone else got anything else they need to say?
Nothing in particular other than that Taco has found our new outro.
Yeah, I have something to say. This is for Mr. Hen.
What's up?
You're a joke.
Aww.
Damn.
You call me
Got
Joker?
him good.
Damn you! You traitors!
Are you
Fucking
trying
putting the lowest. Fucking putting the lowest scores for everything.
Dude, trust when I
You know-
say I critique, like I look a lot into like
I can't even with you right now.
I try to be more
did.
harsher with my scores because I watch so many different things. It's like giving just like a 9 or a 10 to everything is just like, it's like, is it truly a 10 though? Like, are there like nothing this can improve on? Like I don't even give One Piece arcs a true 10. Like
If
I
you
think there's a
don't
couple arcs I
give-
give it.
I'll let you know right now. If you don't give season 3 a 10, I know where you are.
Oh, I'll say this right now as
I know where you are.
Little post-credits bonus for anyone who's stuck around this long. Season 3 Part 2 is a 10 for me.
All of it is a 10. All of it.
You'll find out my part 1 next week, but Season 3 Part 2 is a 100% a 10.
If you give anything lower than a fucking 9 to the Kenny fucking thing, I will find you. I don't care if you're at school or not.
You know what part of season 3 that I really don't like? When Levi yells Kenny, it's a shit. That's a 0 for me.
Oh, really, Tony?
Show's absolute mid.
Bro, that whoever his voice actor is, poopy ass, bro.
But yeah, I try to be like a little more like critical with things because like I feel like just giving it 10 to so many different things is just like it gets overrated in my opinion. Like why it feels like my opinion gets overrated because it's just like, oh, you're saying a 10 for everything.
Anytime AOT is brought up in a conversation, you put it in comparison to everything else, and then you diss the hell out of AOT. And then me and Taco just have to gang up on your ass. Literally, me, Tony, and Sage. We're in a chat before this, and we already called how the ratings were going to go. Me and Taco being at the top. Tony and Sage being at the middle, and you being at the bottom. We already knew you weren't gonna fucking put high scores for this. Honestly, I put
knew that, though.
2 10s. Season 1 was a 10, Season 2 was a 10. Taco didn't.
I I did.
I blame you, Mir.
I did 8.5 and 7.9, which aren't bad scores.
You're shit. They are bad. No.
No, they're not bad scores.
They're not bad scores
Yeah,
at all.
but whenever it's come to other episodes, you've talked so much shit on AOT. I was expecting you to destroy AOT.
Now,
We didn't get to season 4 yet.
Yeah, season 4 is a different
part
story.
one.
Season 4 part 1, I'm gonna be checking a lot of shit.
I wouldn't
Oh,
even put a
I'm-
10 for season 4. I'm sorry.
We didn't get to season 4 yet.
I can't even remember where I put AOT on my top 100.
It was like fucking 37, and then this is what started the whole fucking thing.
And then it would
Because
drop down to like 90 something,
96.
which is fucking despicable.
Because I actually had more time to work out this list.
Yeah, I
And
got
it's-
home from my hockey game and I hopped into the fucking wormhole where you were going over your top 50 or some shit,
Yeah,
and everybody was bored to death in your fucking
Well, if it was
wormhole.
number 96, it wouldn't have been a top 50. It would have been a top 100.
It was a
but I
top
understood the
100. He
confusion.
joined in when we were around like the 50s.
Well, whatever.
Bro, they
Like I said, I
changed the
just got
Discord
back
UI. I
from a
hate
hockey
this.
game.
But it's like everything in my top 100. I have
Not
overall...
everything.
What?
Let's be real. A lot of it, like you even said, was a lot of recency bias in some of them.
There was a couple. I will agree to that. Yes,
There was more than a couple. I'll let you know
but that's
that.
okay. Let's
There's
see.
more than what we can count on my hand.
Solo leveling was always in my top 10.
That was a recency bias thing. If it wasn't animated, you would not have put in your top 10.
It was in my top 10 before the anime started.
Okay, well, that just means you're delusional, but...
There are ones that I forgot about because I made the top 50 so quick that I was like, okay, yeah.
See, look, they're not even original top 50. You forgot about them.
Yeah, I made the top 50 in 20 minutes.
Sounds like recency bias. No.
That's not, especially when one of them is 20 years old and the last time I watched it was 10 years ago. Well, it was more recent than 10 years ago, but still.
No, recency bias.
It was less recent than AOT.
No, I know. I'm just making fun of you because you said it was recent. Like, it was more recent than when you said it was. That was making fun
One
of
of the
what you
ones
said.
that I can say, yes, okay, this could qualify for a recency bias is Zom 100.
Yeah.
But that's fucking hilarious, though.
It's
Wodakoi.
good.
Wodakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku, but I related so much to that series that it's like... For that
But
one.
is Zom 100 really better than AOT
I'm
with
caught-
only one season?
I'm caught up with the manga. My list takes manga into account.
But still. Only so much can happen.
What else is on here that I would say is recency bias? You can't put recency bias on Cyberpunk because that was literally like a perfect show.
No, that
Recency
wasn't
bias.
good.
Delicious in Dungeon at 28. I can see a claim for recency bias on that one. Basically, I'm going with anything that I first seen within the year, like within 2024, making this list. So Freyrin is another one that, yeah, okay, I can see.
No, Freyrin's great.
Freyrin's great, but like at the time I made this list,
Freyrin's great.
At
It's
the
not
time I
better than
made this-
AOT, but it's great.
The way you just said it, like, sounded like you such disagree with him. Like, yeah, you know, Freeman's probably not better than AOT. Nah, Freeman's great. It's okay. You can put that above AOT.
No, I said Freyrin is great, but it's not better than AOT.
No, I'm just saying, when you first interrupted him, it sounded like
Gotcha.
you're saying, absolutely
Gotcha.
not. You can't put that above it.
I enjoyed Freyrin more than AOT.
He enjoyed the fantasy thing better than the not, you know, the not 100% fantasy thing.
Yeah, well, I wonder
Makes
why.
sense.
I wonder what my
Exactly.
number one fictional media thing in the world is.
Crazy.
Crazy. Someone who absolutely loves and adores Attack on Titan. That's Taco.
Oh, he's the best.
Secret number one.
Someone who loves and adores Final Fantasy like there's no tomorrow. Likes fantasy
Number one
more
piece
than
of media all time. You heard it here first,
Hey,
folks.
he's a secret number one.
Shangri-La Frontier. I can see a claim for recency bias on that one, but that, oh my god, once you guys check it out, trust me.
It's good.
It's a very good. What else is on here? I guess I can say Paradox Live. I can put in for the recency bias thing. But with there being so little good music anime, this one blew me away. Would you count MF Ghost as recency biased, or since it's a sequel of Initial D?
No, I think I count MF Ghost as a recency thing because yes, you have the novelty of it being a sequel, but it's still completely like new.
I mean, it's the same thing as Initial D, except it's sanctioned instead of illegal.
Yeah, so but it also still changes the story kind of because it's not like instead of it being illegal street racing, and now it's actual like competitive not street racing, but competitive racing.
Undead Unluck can fall under that recency biased.
Are we still going? I think we should stop.
We're finishing this conversation. Suicide Squad East Guy definitely falls under recency bias.
I think we can finish it after we close off.
Pretty much what I was getting to is during your top 100. I hopped in just for shits and giggles because I got home early for my hockey game. And I stirred the pot because it was very dead and very boring. And there was the one episode or one fucking show. I forget what it was.
Vinland
Saga.
That was
and you had it above AOT. And I sparked a debate.
Yeah, that was like
crashing.
That
AOT.
was towards the end. I thought you joined earlier than that because Vinland's my number 7.
I was there.
He was there, but when we got there, he mentioned it, and that sparked the whole thing.
Yeah, I think you were there for 44 because you were like, "How the fuck is Full Metal Alchemist in your 40s?"
True.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, and then you started trash talking AOT, and then me and Taco just started laying a ham on you, dude. And ever since then, any comparison, you always diss fucking AOT. So that's how I already knew your ratings were going to be low. And I was hoping that you were going to try to destroy AOT with both of us in here. And now on top of that, Sage has rewatched AOT. And me, Tony, Sage, and Taco have all talked about AOT before. So now I have a better understanding on how Tony feels about it. And I'm like, it's going to be about a 3.5 against 1 on this.
3.5. Yeah, I kind of was the half there.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole point of me bringing up the top 100 is everything in that top 100 is a show I do enjoy.
Which is fine.
It's just, I've watched over 1,000, and it's like, okay, I have to narrow this down to the 100 I've liked the most and order them. Oh boy, this is going to be difficult. Where the fuck do I put things? Because I do enjoy other things over AOT. I'm a multi-genre person. I do enjoy romances more than AOT.
Which is fine.
It's just unfortunate.
It's not better, but it's fine.
I like Vikings more. Shoot me.
They're fucking fake Vikings. He's a farmer. Anyway.
What do you think Vikings were, dummy?
Vikings
were not raiders and pillagers. They were farmers.
They were huge in farming. The whole Vikings being nothing but people that raided and pillaged.
I'll pull back that statement.
Is a myth. That is
I'll pull back that statement. I will go back to the one that you said the first time. Thorfinn was never constantly fighting for his life.
Oh, yeah. That was the one comparison you had, is that Thorfinn was fighting for his life constantly from start to end, comparing it to AOT, where episode 1, they have been fighting for their life.
Thorfinn did fight a lot, though. But not nearly as much.
Season 1, he fights. Season 1, he definitely has his most fighting.
But it's not for his life every day.
Well, you have to take travel into account.
They're traveling too.
Yeah, but every battle Thorfinn's in, he is fighting for his life. Like,
well, yeah,
he was at a huge disadvantage against Thornkel.
Well, yeah, it's fucking Thornkel. The guy's like 7 feet fucking tall and jacked. He's like 13.
In season 2, it's more of a fight with his inner self.
But that's not fighting every day for his life.
And then he has when the farm gets taken over, he has that fight. And then beyond season 2 in the manga, is fighting for his life multiple times in the series after season 2. Most of it is for a chance to be free and found a land free of war.
Damn, that kind of sounds like Attack on Titan. Anyway.
And what started first? Vinland. Vinland started in 2005.
How long did it take to get here?
It took 14 years to get animated. Yes, because it is a seinen. It is harder for seinen to get animated.
Shit.
It does.
Don't
When
mean
it's
shit.
a less popular demographic, that has a lot to do with it.
I mean, don't forget, most anime are made to boost sales for the manga.
Exactly, but if the manga
Not
sales,
all, but
if the
most.
manga sales aren't good enough to begin with, it's not going to get an anime.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's also not true, because
That's-
look at Vagabond.
Well, Vagabond is a different stipulation.
Well, regardless, it's the same genre.
It's the same genre, yes, but there's a certain
He most
thing that-
likely is only getting an anime because Vinland and Berserk
it might get
had them
one,
before.
but there's another seinen I can think of off the top of my head that's in the same boat as Vagabond, and that's Goodnight Poon Poon. It deals with the way the artwork is, and
That too, with how detailed it is,
yeah,
sometimes they will
Vagabond
not
is
be animated.
super detailed, which makes it extremely hard to animate. Goodnight Poon Poon is almost a one-for-one realistic art style, with the exception of the main character, which makes it extremely hard to animate. The best way they can go about Vagabond and Goodnight Poon Poon is doing live-action representations for them. That's Vagabond's thing. But you have No Game, No Life. One reason why it hasn't gotten a sequel yet, it hasn't gotten a season 2, is because the sales of the light novel are not that great. They weren't that great when they animated it, and it's one of the ones that they took a risk on. Because there was some popularity for it. So they took a risk on it, and the risk did not pan out.
Vinland's really similar to AOT, because it's also a shonen. It was both a shonen and seinen work.
Because it has shonen aspects, but it is classified as a seinen. It's published by a seinen magazine.
It's both.
It's published by a seinen magazine. That's normally what they go off of.
Or almost, I just looked it up and said it was both.
Yeah. AOT is one of the ones that borders the line of shonen and seinen, but is still published in a shonen magazine, which is a higher viewer base than the seinen magazines. But anyway, I think that's where we're going to end off the stream now, finally.
Oh, that's because it was in Weekly Shonen from April 13th to October 9th, 2005. Interesting.
Vagabond? Not Vagabond,
Yeah, Vinland.
Vinland?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's... I didn't know that.
It was first realized in the boy-targeted manga magazine, Weekly Shonen Magazine, before moving to Monthly Afternoon,
Which is a seinen.
which is aimed at young adult men. Yep.
Maybe the mangaka thought it was going to be a shonen series and then realized, oh, this is not shonen.
Most likely, but it was very soon after, so
Very soon after, and there is like very, very adult themes that happen in season 1. If I remember correctly, Attack on Titan was in Kodansha magazine its entire publishing history, which is a shonen. But either way, that's going to be all for tonight. Tune in next week. Make sure to check out all the links in the Discord. Get yourself some rogue energy if you need it. And we'll see you Saturday for CBR roasting.
Good night, everybody!